In Los Angeles today, 3 local musicians are setting out to right a rock and roll wrong. Billy Shears is on the scene at Resistor Records with a report. Billy?
That's right, Penny. 3 musicians who go by the name the Title Trackers are on a mission to write and record title tracks for famous albums that don't have one. As any rock music fan knows, a title track is a song with the same name as the album it's on. Songs like Born to Run, Let It Be, and London Calling are among rock's most famous title tracks. But picture being a music fan, browsing your favorite record store when the unimaginable happens. You come upon an album with no title track. Albums without title tracks have been a silent pandemic for decades, but only recently has anyone had the courage to tackle the problem head-on. And those unsung heroes are 3 LA musicians known as the Title Trackers, whose Lost Title Tracks album was released today in record stores throughout Los Angeles. On the album, the band has written and recorded 10 title tracks that their rock heroes forgot or simply refused to write.
Yeah, you know, it all started with Exile on Main Street. I mean, what a great name for an album. And then there's no title track? What is that? That's that.
Look, this isn't a rock and roll issue. This isn't even a musical issue. This is an issue of title track equality. Like, how is it right that we live in a world where all these albums are going around suffering the humiliation of not having a title track, while all these other albums are basking in this sort of elitist title track glory? It's not right. It's not just. I'm sure, Amnesty International would have a lot to say about this.
I spoke to one music fan who feels that the Lost Title Tracks album has been long overdue.
So I was here at the record store looking to buy some albums when I realized that some of them were defective. They didn't have title tracks. So I asked the clerk about it.
No title tracks? We've had that complaint for decades, but now we sell a remedy, the new Lost Title Tracks album.
There are millions of us who are going to lead richer, fuller lives now that we don't have to spend all of our time wondering what title tracks from Joshua Tree, Full Moon Fever, Who's Next would have sounded like.
Their names are on the registrar at the Morrison Hotel.
Lost Title Tracks features 10 songs inspired by some of the most famous albums of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The songs, born out of parody and satire, are just 10 pebbles on the mountain of albums missing title tracks. But the Title Trackers plan to keep right on tracking.
Maybe one day we'll live in a world where every album has a title track. Until that day, the most we can do is keep our vinyl clean and forge onward in our journey to title track equality, one lost title track at a time.
As we mentioned, the Lost Title Tracks album just came out today. So what's next for the band? They'll be bringing their songs directly to the people with a series of live performances here in LA. Their shows are already being hailed as a rock and roll carnival that blends concert and theater performance to deliver these original rock anthems. Reporting from Resistor Records, Billy Shears, Title Track News.
Don't give me this is mine. Don't give me second best.